Thanks for joining me on another Medical Monday. So, for this week, we are taking a look at the unfortunate history on how the tamper proof cap on the medications came about. On September 29th, 1982, a 12-year-old from Elk Grove Village, Illinois, had a headache, and her parents gave her a Tylenol. She passed away within moments of ingesting, since it ended up being laced with highly poisonous potassium cyanide. By the following day, 7 other people in the Chicago suburbs experienced the same fate. In early October, the authorities made the connection that the potassium cyanide had come from the Tylenol pills. Since they were unable to make an arrest, it led to heightened anxiety about Halloween, spiking scary tales that caused many cities and towns to cancel Halloween across the country. If you've watched other videos I've done, you know that I enjoy sharing stories. So while reading one of the articles, I gained some insight on my childhood that I was definitely not in the know about. So as a kid, when I went trick-or-treating, I never cared what people gave me because I never got to keep it. I thought my parents were crazy for confiscating our candy. And I was so jealous of Dad's coworkers for getting what I worked hard to collect. And then at our house, we would hand out change like nickels and dimes, small toys, because my mom said that there could be razor blades or poison in the candy. Now, over the years, I figured it went with the title of overprotective parent until working on this Medical Monday fact. I went down the rabbit hole researching other articles that mentioned the Halloween cancellations, only to find out that in 1970, the New York Times ran a story warning the public about Halloween. It seems the New York State Health Commissioner explained that he found pins, razor blades, broken glass, and poison in Halloween candy being collected, and brought about a nationwide knowledge of this going on. So, yes, absolutely, living in the Chicagoland suburbs directly after the Tylenol recall, I totally understand why my parents didn't let us eat the candy we collected. To the extent of, I gave my mom a hug earlier because I know how frustrated I was with a kid about it. Luckily, as we got older, my parents would buy us candy to replace what we collected to help deter anyone trying to sneak candy before arriving back home. But I digress. Back to the original Medical Monday, topic. Once the authorities focused in on Tylenol extra strength pills being the cause, Johnson and Johnson took active roles right away in various means of media, issuing mass warnings and immediately recalling more than 31 million bottles nationwide. The final conclusion investigators came up with was somebody bought the bottles from a store, laced them, and returned them to various stores around the suburbs. Before the incident, Tylenol held 35% of the market, and afterwards, only 8%. So Johnson & Johnson were motivated very much to work with the FDA and introduce foil seals, which soon became the industry standard across the board. Within a year of this incident, most other medication companies started implementing tamper-proof seals on their products. In 1983, Congress passed the Tylenol bill, making it a federal offense to tamper with consumer products with up to 20 years in prison, which even that fact surprises me because they had to make it, bill. I mean, tampering with products. Anyway, then in 1989, the FDA established federal guidelines for manufacturers to make a wide variety of products tamper-proof. And in case you were interested, because I had to check, no one was ever charged with the Tylenol murders. But in July of 2023, the sole suspect the investigators believed was responsible but didn't have enough proof for passed away. Since I'm an 80s baby, I really can't imagine a world where I open a new bottle of mouthwash and there is no seal in place, let alone medications. And it was unfortunate that people had to die for these changes to take place. But I am grateful the changes were made. We all need an added layer of security, especially knowing what was going on prior to that 1970s article regarding candy, and who knows what else was involved with that. So before I go off on another tangent, I hope you guys learned something new or enjoyed the story. Thanks for watching. And as always, if there's a medical topic you're interested in, I don't mind looking into it. So leave it in the comments. And have a great rest of your day, and see you next week with another Medical Monday fact.